hot. That new candy I'm making, it just won't ever get cool.
Do you have to make candy today, Essie? It's such a hot day.
I got all those new orders. Ed went out and got a bunch of new orders.
My, if it keeps on, I suppose you'll be opening up a store.
Well, that's what Ed was saying last night. But I said no. I want to be a dancer.
The only trouble with dancing is, it takes so long. You've been studying such a long time.
Only 8 years. After all, Mother, you've been writing plays for 8 years. We started about the same time, didn't we?
Yes, but you shouldn't count my first 2 years because I was learning to type.
I think those candies are hard enough now, Miss Essie.
Oh, thanks, Reba. I'll bring some in. Mother, I want you to try it.
Finish second act, Mrs. Sycamore.
What, Reba?
I said, did you finish second act?
Oh, no. I've just got Cynthia entering the monastery.
She was at the Kit Kat, wasn't she?
Yes, but she gets tired of the Kit Kat Club and there's this monastery, so she goes there instead.
And they just let her in.
Oh, yes. I made a visitor's day, so of course anyone can come.
Oh.
So, she arrives on visitor's day and just stays.
Oh, you mean she stays all night?
Oh, yes. She stays 6 years.
6 years. My, I bet she busts that monastery right open.
6 years later.
Mr. DePina.
Yeah?
Mr. DePina, can you bring one of those new skyrockets, please? I want to show them to Mrs. Sycamore.
Sure.
Look, Benny. Look at these little firecrackers we just made up. We can sell them 10 string for a cent. Listen. Nice, huh?
Yes. Paul, were you ever in a monastery?
No, I wasn't. Wait till you see the new skyrockets. Gold stars, then blue stars, and then the bomb, and then a balloon. Mr. DePina thought about the balloon.
Sounds lovely. Did you do all that today?
Oh yeah, sure. We made up a whole... Oh, here we are. Look, Benny, cost us 18 cents to make and we'll sell them for 50. How many of these do you think we can make up before the 4th of July, Mr. DePina?
Well, we've got 2 weeks yet. What day are you going to take the stuff up to Mount Vernon?
In about a week. You know, we got a lot of stuff made up this year. We're going to need a bigger booth.
Look, Mr. Sycamore, I'm afraid the powder chamber is a little bit too close to the balloon.
Oh, we got the bombs and stars in between.
But that don't give the balloon time enough. A balloon needs plenty of time.
Come on, let's go down in the cellar and try it.
All right.
Mr. DePina, if a girl you loved entered a monastery, what would you do?
Oh, I don't know, Mrs. Sycamore. It's been so long.
Miss Alice gonna be home to dinner tonight, Mrs. Sycamore?
What? I don't know, Reba. Maybe.
Well, I'll set a place for her, but she's only been home one night this week.
Yes, I know.
Miss Essie's making some mighty good candy today. She's doing something new with cocoa nuts.
Uh-huh. That's nice.
Let's see. 6. And Mr. DePina. And if Miss Kleinkopf comes, that makes 8, don't it? Yes, I better separate.
Reba, I think I'll put this play away for a while and go back to the war play.
Oh, I always liked the war play. Boom, boom.
They'll be better when they're harder, Mother. But try one. I want to know what you think.
Oh, they look lovely. What do you call them?
I think I'll call them Love Dreams.
Yes, that's nice. I'm going back to the war play, Essie.
Oh, are you, Mother?
Yes, I seem to have gotten myself into a monastery and I can't get out.
Oh, it'll come to you. Just remember how you got that brothel. Oh, the snakes look hungry. Did Reba feed them?
I don't know. Reba, have you fed the snakes yet?
Oh no, Donald's coming home soon, and he always brings flies with him.
Well, try to feed them before Grandpa gets home. You know how fussy he is about them.
Yes, ma'am.
And here, take Groucho and Harpo into the kitchen with you. Believe I'll have another love dream.
Mr. DePinto was right about the balloon. It was too close to the powder.
Want a love drink, Father? They're on the table.
Oh, no thanks. I gotta wash.
I'm going back to the war play, Paul.
Oh, that's nice. We're putting some red stars after the bomb, then the balloon. That ought to do it.
You know, Miss Kleinkopf says I'm a most promising pupil.
Well, you'd think with 40 months and one girl that something would happen.
Essie! Hey, Essie!
I like that, Ed. Did you write it?
No, Beethoven.
Lovely, got a lot of you in it. I made those new candies this afternoon, Ed.
Yeah?
You can take them around tonight.
Okay, now here's the finish. This bit's me. How was that?
That's fine. Just remember to play it when Miss Kleinkopf comes, will you?
Okay.
Ed, why don't you and Essie have a baby? I was thinking about it just the other day.
I don't know. We could if you wanted us to. How about it, Essie? You want to have a baby?
Oh, I don't care. I'm willing if Grandpa's.
Let's ask him.
Labor play. Religious play. Oh, sex play. I know it's here someplace.
I was right about the balloon. It was too close to the powder. Hey, Mr. DePinto, is there anything you want printed? How about some more calling cards?
No thanks. I've still got the first 1,000.
Well, call on someone, will you?
All right.
Hey, Reba, what's for dinner tonight? I'm ready to print the menu.
Let's see. Cornflakes, watermelon, some of them candies Miss Essie made, and some kind of meat. I forget.
Okay, I think I'll set it up in a bold Chetla tonight. And then I better print some descriptive matter if we're gonna bring those candies around after dinner.
Do you think anybody reads those things, Ed, that you put in the candy boxes? Oh, here's the war play. Poison gas. That must be Donald. Look at Reba smile.
The boyfriend, eh, Reba?
They're awfully cute, Donald and Reba. Kind of like Porgy and Bess.
Hello? Reba?
Donald!
Evening, everybody.
Hey, Donald, how you been?
Oh, pretty good, Mr. Ed. How have you been, Mrs. Sycamore?
Very well. Donald,
Yes, ma'am?
were you ever in a monastery?
No, I don't go no place much. I'm a relief.
Ah, of course.
Oh, here's the flies, Reba. Caught a big mess of them today.
You sure did.
I see you've been working, Mrs. Sycamore.
Indeed, Donald.
Say, how's Grandpa?
Just fine. He's over at Columbia this afternoon. The commencement exercises.
My, the years certainly do roll on.
T. What's he go there for all the time anyways, Penny?
I don't know. It's so handy, just around the corner.
Oh, Donald, Mr. DePinto and I were going to take the fireworks up to Mount Vernon in about a week. Do you think you could give us a hand?
Yes, sir. Only I can't take no money for it this year because if the government finds out I'm working, well, they'll get sore.
Oh, Ed, I got a wonderful idea in the bathroom just now. I was reading Trotsky. It's yours, isn't it?
Yeah, I left it there.
Who is it?
You know, Trotsky, the Russian Revolution.
Oh.
Anyhow, it struck me as an amazing fireworks idea. Remember the last days of Pompeii?
Oh, yes, Palisades Park. That's where we met.
Well, I'm going to do the Russian Revolution. A full-hour display.
Say,
Oh, that's
The
wonderful.
red fire's the flag, huh?
Sure, and the Tsar and the Cossacks, too.
and the freeing of the slaves?
No, Donald. The Russian Revolution. Hello, Grandpa.
Well, sir, you should have been there. That's all I could say. You should have been there.
Was it a nice commencement, Grandpa?
Wonderful. They do get better every year. You don't know how lucky you are to be snakes.
Was it a big commencement this year, Grandpa? How many of them were there?
Oh, must have been 2 acres. Yes, everybody graduated. And then much funnier speeches than they had last year.
Hey, Grandpa, if you want to listen to a good speech, you should go up and hear Father Divine.
I'll wait. They'll have him at Columbia.
Donald, will you tell Reba that Grandpa's home now and we won't wait for Miss Alice?
Yes, ma'am. Reba, Grandpa's home. We can have dinner.
Evening, Grandpa.
Evening, Mr. DeBenna.
We made a fine new rocket today, didn't we, Mr. DePinna?
We certainly did.
Wonder why they don't have fireworks in the commencement.
Oh, they don't make enough noise. You get a good commencement order and they'll drown out a whole carload of fireworks. And say just as much, too.
Don't the graduates ever say anything?
No, not usually. They just sit there and cap a nightgown and get their diplomas. And then along about 40 years, they say, "Where am I?"
Hello, Grandpa. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. I don't even get kissed.
Excuse me, Grandpa.
I'll have a tomato, too. Oh, could have used a couple of these this afternoon.
Father?
Oh, no thank you.
Mother?
No thanks, dear.
Play something, I'd...
Okay.
There was a letter that came for you, Grandpa. Did you get it?
Letter from me? I don't know anybody.
It was for you, though. Had your name on it.
Well, where is it?
I don't know. Mother, where's Grandpa's letter?
What?
Where's that letter that came for Grandpa last week?
I don't know. Oh, I remember seeing the kittens on it.
Who is it from? Did you notice?
Yes, it was on the outside.
Well, who was it?
United States Government.
Really? Wonder what they want.
There was one before that, too. A couple of them from the same people.
Well, if any more come, I'd wish you'd give them to me.
Yes, Grandpa.
Oh. I think I'll go to Westchester tomorrow. Do a little snake hunting.
God is the state is God.
What's that?
God is the state is God.
Oh, well, who says that?
Trotsky.
Really? Well, I guess that's all right. I thought you said it.
It's good for printing, you know. Okay, let's see. Nice and short. G O D.
And so the beautiful princess came into her palace. And she kissed her mother. And her father. And her grandfather.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Grandpa. And what do you think? They turned into the Sycamore family. Surprised. Oh, Alice, I like it. Do you? It's new, isn't it?
Looks nice and summery.
Where'd you get it?
Oh, I took a walk during lunch hour.
You've been taking a lot of walks lately. That's the second new dress this week.
I just like to brighten things up at the office once in a while. I'm known as the K. Francis of Kirby and Company. Well, what's new around here in the ways of plays, snakes, ballet dancing, or fireworks? Dad, I bet you've been down that cellar all day.
Huh?
I'm going back to the wordplay, Alice.
Really, Mother?
Mm-hmm.
Ed, play Alice that Beethoven thing you wrote.
Say, did you know you can mail a letter all the way from Nicaragua for only 2 pesetos?
Really?
Kenneth, my virginity is a priceless thing to me. Listen, people, listen.
I'm not home to dinner. A young gentleman is calling for me.
Really? Who is it?
Well, isn't that nice?
I did everything possible to keep him from coming here, but he's calling for me.
Why don't you two stay to dinner?
No! I want him to take you in easy doses. I've tried to prepare him a little. And don't make anything worse than it already is. Don't read him any plays, Mother, and don't let a snake bite him, Grandpa, because, well, I like him. And I wouldn't dance for him, Essie, because we're going to the Monte Carlo ballet tonight.
Can't do anything. Who is he? President of the United States?
No, he's Vice President of Kirby and Company, Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr.
The boss's son?
Well,
The boss's son, just like the movies.
That explains the new dresses.
And not being home to dinner for 2 weeks.
Why, Sherlock Holmes?
Are you going to marry him?
Yes, of course, tonight. Meanwhile, I have to go put on my wedding dress.
Is he good looking?
Yes, in a word. Oh, dear, what time is it?
I don't know. Anybody know what time it is?
Mr. DePinna might know.
Oh, it was 5 o'clock a couple of hours ago.
Oh, I ought to know better than to ask you people.
Will you let me know the minute he comes, please?
Of course, Alice.
Yes, I know, but I mean the minute he comes.
Why, of course.
Well, be sure.
Well, what do you think of that?
She seems to like him, if you ask me.
I should say so. She's got it bad.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if she married him? We could have the wedding right in this room.
Now, Penny, this is the first time he's called for a girl.
Well, you only called for me once.
Young people are different nowadays.
Oh, I don't know. Look at Ed and me. He came to dinner once and just stayed.
Anyhow, I think it's wonderful. Don't you, Grandpa?
She certainly seems very happy about it.
He must be crazy about her. Maybe he's one who's been taking her out every night. That must be him. Don't worry, Reba, I'll get it. Now remember what Alice said and be very nice.
All right, let's take a look at him.
Well, welcome to our little home.
Good evening.
I'm Alice's mother. Do come right in. Here we are. Now, that's Alice's grandfather and Alice's father, Mr. Sycamore, and Alice's sister Essie and her husband, Ed Carmichael. Well, now you know all of us. Give me your hat and make yourself right at home.
I'm afraid you must be making a mistake.
How's that?
My card.
Wilbur C. Henderson, Internal Revenue Department.
That's right.
What can we do for you?
Does a Mr. Martin Vanderhoff live here?
Yes, sir, that's me.
Well, Mr. Vanderhoff, the government would like to speak to you about a little matter of income tax.
Income tax?
Do you mind if I sit down?
No, go right ahead.
Thank you.
Mother, is that Mr. Kirby? No, Alice. It isn't. It's internal something or other. Pardon me.
Mr. Sycamore! Excuse me.
What is it?
These things are not going off. Look.
Can't you see Grandpa's busy?
Oh.
Pardon me.
Now, Mr. Vanderhoff, we've written you several letters regarding this matter.
Oh, that's what those letters were.
I told you they were from the government.
According to our records, Mr. Vanderhoff, you have never paid an income tax.
That's right.
Well, why not?
I don't believe it.
Well, you own property, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And you receive a yearly income of it
I do.
of about $3,000 to $4,000 per year.
About that.
You've been receiving it for years.
I have. 1901 if you want the exact date.
Well, the government is only concerned with 1914 onwards. That's when income tax was established.
Well,
Well, Mr. Vanderhoff, it appears you owe the government 24 years back of income tax.
Hey, now you wait just a minute. You can't go back that far. That's outlawed.
And what's your name?
What difference does that make?
Ever filled an income tax form?
No, sir.
And what was your income last year?
$28.15. Wasn't that, see?
Yes, sir.
If you please. Mr. Vanderhoff, I'm sure you're aware there's quite a penalty for not filling out an income tax form.
Penalty.
look, Mr. Henderson, let me ask you something.
Well,
Well, suppose I pay you this money. Mind you, I'm not saying I will, but just for the sake of argument, what is the government going to do with it?
how do you mean?
Well, say I go down to Macy's and I buy something. There it is. I see it. What is the government going to give me?
Why, the government gives you everything. It protects you
What from?
from invasion. Foreigners that'll come here and take everything you've got.
Oh, sir, I don't think they're going to do that.
What if you didn't pay an income tax? How do you think the government keeps up the army and the navy? All those battleships.
Battleships? Last time we used battleships was in the Spanish-American War, and all we got out of that was Cuba, and we gave that back. I wouldn't mind paying if it were something sensible.
Sensible? Well, how about Congress and the Supreme Court and the President? We have to pay them, don't we?
Not with my money, no sir.
Look, I'm not here to argue with you. All I know is that you haven't paid an income tax and you need to pay it.
Well, they've got to show me.
We don't have to show you anything. All those buildings in Washington? And the Constitution? And the interstate commerce?
Well, the Constitution was paid for long ago. And the interstate commerce, well, what is the interstate commerce anyhow?
There's 48 states, see? And if there weren't any interstate commerce, we wouldn't be able to move anything from one state into another, see?
Well, why not? They got fences?
No, they don't have fences. They have laws. My God, I've never seen anything like this before.
Well, I may pay about $75, but that's all it's
You'll
worth.
pay every cent, just like everybody else.
Listen to this essay.
And let me tell you something else. You'll go to jail if you don't pay. That's right. You'll go to jail because that's the law. And if you think that you're bigger than the law, then you have another thing coming. The sooner you get that through your head, the better. You'll be reading from the United States government. That's all I can say.
Watch out for those snakes.
How was that?
Fine, Ed.
How did that sound to you folks?
I liked it.
My goodness. He was mad, wasn't he?
Yes, but it's not his fault. It's just that the whole thing is so silly.
He forgot his hat.
Say, what size is that hat?
7 and an 8.
Oh, just right for me.
Who was that fellow anyway?
This must be Mr. Kirby.
Better make sure this time.
Yes, I will.
I hope he's good looking.
How do you do?
Good evening.
Is this Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr.?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Kirby, come right in. We've been expecting you. Come right in now. I'm Alice's mother, and that's Alice's father, Mr. Sycamore, and Grandpa, and Alice's sister, Etty, and her husband, and Carmichael. Well, now you know all of us. Give me your hat and make yourself right at home.
Thanks.
Mother, is that Mr. Kirby? Yes, Alice. It is. He's lovely. I'll be right down. Do sit down, Mr. Kirby.
Thank you. I hope I'm not keeping you from dinner.
No, not at all. Have a tomato.
No, thank you.
How about a piece of candy?
No thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce Mr. DePinna. Mr. DePinna, this is Mr. Kirby.
Yes, good evening.
How do you do?
Wasn't I reading about your father in the newspaper the other day? Didn't he get indicted or something?
Hardly that. You just testified before the Securities Commission.
Oh.
Yes, I'm sure there was nothing crooked about it, Mr. DePinna. In fact, Alice has often told us what a lovely man your father is.
Well, I know Father couldn't get along without Alice. She knows more about the business than any of us.
Aren't you awful young, Mr. Kirby, to be vice president of a big place like that?
Well, you know what that means, Vice President. All I have is a desk with my name on it.
Is that all? Don't you get any salary?
Well, a little. More than I'm worth, I'm afraid.
Now you're just being modest.
Sounds rather dull to me. Wall Street. How do you like it?
Well, the hours are short, and I haven't been there very long.
Ah, just out of college, huh?
Well, I knocked around for a while first. Just sort of had fun.
What did you do? Travel?
For a while. Then I went to Cambridge for a year.
Oh, England.
That's right.
Say, what's an English commencement like? Did you see any?
Oh, very impressive.
Oh, they are.
Anyhow, now the fun's over, and I'm facing the world.
Well, you certainly got a good start, Mr. Kirby. Vice president and a rich father.
That's hardly my fault.
So now I suppose you're all ready to settle down and get married.
Now, Penny, I'm sure Mr. Kirby knows his own mind.
Oh, I wasn't making his mind up for him, was I, Mr. Kirby?
That's quite all right, Mrs. Sycamore.
You see?
You mustn't rush him, Mother.
Well, all I'm saying is he's bound to get married, and suppose the wrong girl gets him.
Well, here I am, a vision in pink. Oh, apparently you've had time to get acquainted.
Oh, yes, we are just having a lovely chat about love and marriage.
Oh, dear. I'm so sorry I came down as fast as I could.
I didn't mind in the least.
Damn those flies in the kitchen. Oh, Miss Alice, you look lovely. Where are you going?
I'm going out, Reva.
Oh, step in, huh?
That must be Miss
I think
Kleinkopf.
we better go, Tony.
All right. Grandpa, you like cream on your cornflakes? I forget.
Half and half, Donald.
Ah, my little Rebishka. Hello, Miss Kleinhoff.
That's Miss Goinkov, all right.
Good evening, everybody. Grandpa, what do you think? I've had a letter from Russia. The second 5-year plan is a failure.
I practiced today, Miss Plankov.
My papa.
Well, if you'll excuse us, Miss Plankov.
My little Alice. Never have I seen you look so magnificent.
Thank you, Miss Kalenkov. Tony, this is Miss Kalenkov, Essie's dancing teacher. Mr. Kirby.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Well, will you pardon us, Miss Kalenkov? We're off to see the Monte Carlo Ballet.
The Monte Carlo ballet. It stinks.
Yes, well, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'm so glad to have met you all.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Monte Carlo ballet.
Isn't Mr. Kirby lovely? Come on, everybody. Dinner's ready.
He was such a nice young man, wasn't he?
And so good looking.
And he had such nice manners. Did you notice, Paul? Did you notice his manners?
I certainly did. You were getting pretty personal with him.
Oh, now, Paul. Anyhow, he's a very lovely young man.
He looks like a cousin of mine.
Bakst, diage levzenju the ballet.
I think if they get married here, I would put the altar right where the snakes are. You wouldn't mind, Grandpa, would you?
Not if the snakes don't.
Oh no, they'll want to get married in a church with his family and everything.
Oh, I like a tree.
Quiet, everybody, quiet. Well, sir, we've been getting along for quite a while now, and we're certainly much obliged. Remember, all we ask is to be happy and get along in our own sort of way. Now, of course, we all want our health, but as far as anything else is concerned, well, we'll leave that to you. Thank you. So, the second 5-year plan is a failure, Miss Kalenkov.
Catastrophic. Wait till the time is set. I will.
What's for dinner?
They are, aren't they? But of course just walking inside any theater gives me a thrill.
Well, it's been so lovely, Tony. I hate to have it over.
Oh, is it over? Do I have to go right away?
Not if you don't want to.
I don't.
Would you like a cold drink?
Wonderful.
I'll see what's in the icebox. Want to come along?
I'd follow you to the ends of the earth.
Just the kitchen's enough.
Why, I like it. You've done it very simply, haven't you?
Yes, we didn't know whether to do an Empire or Neo-Grecian.
So you settled for Frigidaire?
Yes, it's so easy to live with. Lucky you're not hungry, Mr. K. An icebox full of cornflakes gives you a rough idea of the sycamores.
Why, they make these bottle openers for singer midgets I never all over my coat.
I'll take mine in a glass if you don't mind.
Well, there you are, a foaming beaker.
Anyhow, it's cold.
If you'd please be seated, I'd like to offer a toast.
We are seated.
Miss Sycamore, to you.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby. To you.
You know something?
What?
I wouldn't trade 1 minute of this evening for all the race in China.
Really?
Cross my heart.
Is There much rice in China?
Terrific. Didn't you read The Good Earth? Well, I suppose I ought to go.
Is it very late?
Very. I don't want to go.
I don't want you to.
All right, I won't. When do you get your vacation?
Last 2 weeks in August.
I might take mine then too.
Really?
What do you think you'll be doing?
I don't know. Hadn't thought about it much.
Going away, do you think?
I might not. I like the city in the summertime.
I do too.
But you always go up to Maine, don't you?
That's right. Oh, but I'm sure I would like the city in summertime. Oh, you know what I mean, Alice. I'd love it if you were here.
Well, it'd be nice if you were here, Tony.
You know what you're saying, don't you?
What?
That you'd rather spend the summer with me than anybody else.
Was I?
Well, if it's true about the summer, how would you feel about the winter?
Yes, I'd like that too.
Then there's spring and autumn. If you could see your way clear about those, Miss Sycamore.
I might.
Well, that's the whole year. We haven't forgotten anything, have we?
No.
Well then.
Alice? Alice, is that you here? What time is it? Oh! Excuse me, Mr. Kirby. I had no idea. That is I didn't mean to interrupt anything.
Not at all, Mrs.
No,
Sycamore.
Mother.
I just came down for a manuscript. Then you can go right on ahead. Ah, here it is. Sex takes a holiday. Well, good night, Tony.
Good night, Mrs. Sycamore.
Oh, I think you can call me Penny from now on. Don't you, Alice? At least, I hope so.
What's that?
Oh, it's all right, Tony. That's just Father.
This time of night?
Any time of night and any time of day.
You know, you're more beautiful, more lovely, more adorable than anyone else in the whole world.
Don't, Tony.
Alice, just because you're mother, all mothers are like that, and Penny's a darling. You see, I'm even calling her Penny.
I don't mean that. Look, this is something I've wanted to tell you for a long time now, but I didn't have the courage. I let myself be swept away because I loved you so.
Darling.
No, wait, Tony. I want to make it clear to you. You're of a different world, a whole different kind of people. I don't mean money or socially, that's too silly, but your family and mine, it just wouldn't work, Tony. It just wouldn't work.
Yes, Essie, she can't dance. That's why she's paid all that money, because she can't dance.
I wouldn't call it dancing what she does. Oh, hello. How was the ballet?
It was fine, Essie.
Wonderful. Hello.
Now look, people. Edna just got back from seeing Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Do you think she can dance, Mr. Kirby?
Why, yes, I always thought so.
What does she do, anyhow? Now look, you're Fred Astaire and I'm Ginger Rogers.
Essie, please.
I just need him for a minute. Now look, Mr. Kirby.
Essie, you're just as good as Ginger Rogers. We all agree.
You see, Ed?
Yeah, come on, we're butting in here.
Oh, but they've been together all night. Good night, Mr. Kirby. Good night, Alice.
Good night, Mrs. Carmichael.
Hey, did you ever ask Grandpa about having that baby?
Oh, yes, he said go right ahead.
Ooh.
You see, Tony? That's what it would be like.
Oh, I didn't mind that. Anyhow, we're not going to live with your family. It's just going to be you and
No,
I.
it isn't. It's never quite that. I love them, Tony. I love them deeply. Some people could break away, but I couldn't. I know they do rather strange things, but they're gay and they're fun, and I don't know, there's a kind of nobility about them.
Alice, you talk as though you could only understand them. Why, that's not true. Every family has got curious little traits. My father, he raises orchids at $10,000 a bulb. Is that sensible? My mother, she believes in spiritualism. That's just as bad as your mother writing plays, isn't it?
It goes deeper, Tony. Your mother believes in spiritualism because it's fashionable, and your father raises orchids because he can afford to. My mother writes plays because 8 years ago, a typewriter was delivered here by mistake.
Darling, what up?
And look at Grandpa. 35 years ago, he just quit the business one day, went up to his office in the elevator, and came right down again. He just stopped. Could have been a rich man, but he said it took too much time. So for 35 years, he just collected snakes and gone to circuses and commencements, and it never occurred to anyone.
Well, hello there, children.
Good evening, Mr. Vanderhoff.
Hello, Grandpa.
How's the weather? Looks like a nice summer evening.
Yes, it's lovely, Grandpa.
Well, I'm off. Goodbye, Mr. Kirby. I've got a standing date on the corner with a policeman.
Policeman?
Yes, policeman. Standing date at 12:30 every night. I've known him since he was a little boy. He's really a doctor, but after he graduated, he came to me and said that he wanted to be a policeman. So I told him, well, if you really want to be a policeman, and that's what you really want to do, then you go ahead and be a policeman. So he did. How do you like my new hat?
It's very nice, Mr. Vanderhoff.
Yes, I like it. The government gave it to me.
Excuse me, I didn't know you folks was in here.
It's all right, Donald.
Reba kind of fancied some candy after we... Oh, there it is. You folks don't want any, do you?
No, Donald.
Thanks. So, you two have a nice evening?
Yes, Donald.
Nice dinner?
Yes, Donald.
Was the ballet nice?
Yes, Donald.
Well, that's nice.
Now, do you see what I mean? Could you explain Donald to your father? Could you explain Grandpa? You couldn't, Tony. You couldn't. I love you, Tony, but I love them too, and it's just no use, Tony. It's no use.
Alice, there's only one thing you've said that matters, that makes any sense at all. You love me.
But Tony, I know so well
But
that
darling, don't you think other people have had the same problem? Everybody's got a family.
But not like mine.
That doesn't stop people who love each other, darling. Darling, won't you go on loving me and trusting me and just forget everything else?
And how can I?
Because nothing can keep us apart. You know that. You must know it. They want you to be happy, don't they? They must.
Of course they do, but they can't change, Tony. I wouldn't want them to change.
They won't have to change. They're charming, lovable people, just as they are. Everything will work out. You're worrying about something that may never come up.
Oh, Tony, am I?
All that matters is that we love each other. That's so, isn't it?
Yes.
Well then.
Tony, oh, Tony.
Now, I'd like to see a little more gaiety around here. Young gentlemen calling and getting engaged and everything.
Well, what do I say?
Well, first you thank the young man for getting engaged to you.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby, for getting engaged to me.
And then you tell him what it was about him that first took your girlish heart.
The back of your head.
Huh?
It wasn't your charm, and it wasn't your money. It was the back of your head. I just liked it.
Well, what happened when I turned around?
Oh, I got used to it after a while.
Darling, think of it. We're pretty lucky, aren't we?
I know that I am. I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
I'm not exactly unlucky myself. Well, I suppose I ought to. Good night, darling. Until tomorrow.
Good night.
Isn't it wonderful we work in the same office? Otherwise, I'd be hanging around here all day.
Well, won't it be funny in the office tomorrow, seeing each other and then just going on as though nothing had happened?
Well, thank God I'm vice president. I can dictate to you all day. Dear Miss Sycamore, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Oh, darling, you're such a fool.
Won't you meet me in the drugstore in the morning before you go up to the office? I'll have millions of things to say to you.
All right.
And then lunch and dinner tomorrow.
Oh, Tony, what will people say?
Well, it's got to come out sometime. In fact, if you know a good housetop, I'd like to do a little shouting.
Yes, sir, Mr. Dependent, we sure did a fine night's work.
That's what, 500 Black Panthers, 300 militaries, and 8 dozen junior kitty bombers.
Not bad. Oh, why hello Alice, you just come in?
Oh, no, I've been home for quite a while now.
Have a nice evening?
I had a beautiful evening, Father.
Say, I'd like to show you this new white fire we just made up. Mr. DePina, go turn out the lights. I want Alice to get the full effect.
What, Father?
I want to show you this new white fire we just made up. It's beautiful. There, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, Father, everything's beautiful. It's the most beautiful white fire in the world.
All right, I said to him, you can take your old job.
I'm ready to read you the new play, Miss Wellington. Anytime you are.
Just a minute, dearie. Just a minute.
The only thing is, and I hope you won't mind my mentioning this, but you don't drink when you're acting. Do you, Miss Wellington? I'm just asking, of course.
I'm glad you brought it up. Once the play opens, I never touch a drop. Minute I enter stage door, the bottle gets put away. Until intermission.
Say, have you been on stage a long time, Miss Wellington?
All my life, I've played everything. Ever see Peg on My Heart?
Yes.
I saw it too. Good show. My hot night, ain't it?
Oh, you want me to open a window, Miss Wellington?
Nah, to hell with this weather. Say, he's cute.
She's just acting. Reba, that's all. She don't mean anything. Reba!
Well, anytime you're ready, we'll go up to my room and start. I thought we'd read the play. Up in my room.
All right, dearie. I'm ready. Oh. When I see snakes, I think it's time for me to lay down.
Oh dear. Oh, but those are real, Miss Wellington. They're Grandpa's. Those are real. Miss Wellington? Oh dear, I hope she's not going to... Miss Wellington?
She's out like a light penny.
Better let her sleep it off.
Reba, Miss Wellington just passed out.
Good! Do you think she'll be all right?
Yes, but I wouldn't cast her in the religious play.
Well, I guess I'll just have to wait.
Next time you meet an actress on top of a bus, Penny, I'd send her the play instead of bringing her home to read it.
Ed, I'd wish you stopped printing and take those love dreams around. You have to be back in time to play when Miss Klinkoff comes.
Oh, Miss Kalinkov coming tonight.
Yes, tomorrow night's her night, but I had to change it on the account of Alice.
Well, big doings around here tomorrow night, huh?
You know, I'm so nervous. You'd think it was I he was engaged to instead of her.
What do you think they'll be like, his mother and father? Ed, what are you doing now?
Hey, Penny. What do you think this mask I made last night? Guess who it is?
Don't tell me now, Ed. Oh, wait a minute. Helen of Troy.
It's Mrs. Roosevelt.
Oh.
You know, the neat thing about these Meccano sets is you can make them into almost anything. Like last week, it was the Empire State Building.
What is it this week?
A truck.
Oh!
Oh, Mr. DePina. Mr. DePina, would you go outside and see if there's someone watching the house?
Why? What for?
Well, the last 2 days when I've been out delivering candy, I think someone's been following me.
Ed, you're crazy.
No, I'm not. He follows me and then stands outside the house and watches us.
Really? I'll take
look and see.
Don't know why anyone would be following you for, Ed.
Well, there's a lot of kidnapping going on, Grandpa.
Yes, but not of Ed.
Well,
There's nobody out there at all.
you're sure?
Positive, I just saw him walk away.
Siasi?
Oh, it could have been just anybody walking along the street. Will you just hurry and get back in?
Okay. Oh, I want to go now, Mr. Sycamore. Fish packing up the fireworks.
Sure, we gotta take the stuff up to Mount Vernon in the morning.
Mother, may I borrow some paper? I'm making out a list for Reba tomorrow night.
Yes, dear. Here's some.
What happened to your actress friend? Is she giving a performance?
Oh, no. She's not acting, Alice. She's really drunk.
Essie, dear, you're going to give Reba the kitchen all day tomorrow, aren't you? Because she'll need
The
it.
Kirby's are
Of course,
certainly
Alice.
going to get the
I'm
wrong
to expect
impression
some
of this
lovely
house
meals
tomorrow.
Way ahead, thanks, dear. Won't you, Mother?
Mother,
I'm going to be better have cocktails ready by 7:15 down the cellar by that time, won't you? The typewriter,
and the
Reba
snakes,
cooked
and
the
the
xylophone, and the printing press,
And Miss Wellington.
and Miss Wellington. That'll give me time to arrange the table and fix the flowers.
The Kirby's are certainly going to get the wrong impression of this house tomorrow.
You're going to do all that, won't you, Mother?
Of course, dear.
And I think we better have cocktails ready by 7:15 in case they happen to come a bit early. Maybe I ought to let Reba cook the dinner. Oh, what do you think, Grandpa?
Oh, now, Alice. From what I've seen of the boy, the Kirby's seem like very nice people. And if everything isn't so elaborate tomorrow, well, it'll be all right, too.
Darling, I'm not trying to impress them or pretend we're anything that we aren't. I just want everything to go off well.
No reason why it shouldn't, Alice.
We're all going to do everything we can to make it a nice party.
Oh, my darlings, I love you. You're the most wonderful family in the world, and I'm the happiest girl in the world. I didn't know anyone could be this happy. Why, this past week has been like floating. Oh, he's so wonderful, Grandpa. Just seeing him, you don't know what it does to me.
Just seeing him, huh? Just seeing him for lunch and for dinner and until 4 o'clock in the morning. And 9 o'clock the next morning, you're at the office and there he is. Just seeing him, huh?
I don't care. I'm in love. Oh, Reba!
Nice, isn't it? Seeing her so happy.
Yes. I remember when I was engaged to Paul, how happy I was. And you know, I still feel that way.
I know. Nice the way Ed and Essie turned out too, isn't it?
And Donald and Reba, even though they're not married. Do you suppose Mr. DePinna will ever marry anyone, Grandpa?
Well, there's always Miss Wellington.
Oh dear. I wish she'd wake up. If we're going to read the play tonight.
Mrs. Sycamore? Look what I found. Remember?
Of course! It's my painting of you as the discus thrower. Remember, Grandpa?
Ah. Say, Mr. DePinna, you've gone a little gray, haven't you?
Is it very noticeable?
Well, it was a long time ago. Just before I stopped painting, let me see, that's 8 years.
It's too bad you never finished it, Mrs. Sycamore.
I always meant to finish it, Mr. DePinna, but I just started to write a play one day, and that was that. I never painted again.
Just as well, too. I was gonna have to strip next.
My goodness. Who would have thought that day that I came to deliver the ice, that I was just gonna stay here for 8 years?
Well, the milkman was here for 5, just ahead of you.
Say, why did he leave anyhow? I forget.
Oh, he didn't leave. He died.
He was such a nice man. Remember the funeral, Grandpa? We didn't know his name, and it was kind of hard to get him a certificate.
What was the name we finally came up for him anyhow?
Martin Vanderhoff.
Oh.
We gave him your name.
Right, I remember.
Yes. It was a lovely thought. Otherwise, he never would have gotten all those flowers.
Yes, it certainly didn't hurt me any. I haven't bothered with the mail, and I haven't received a telephone call from that day to this.
Yes. It really was a wonderful idea.
You know, it's Too bad you never finished this, Mrs. Sycamore. I'd kind of like to have it.
You know what, Mr. DePinna? I think I'll do some work on it right tonight.
Say, will you?
I don't think she's going to wake up anyhow. Tell you what, you go down in the cellar and put on your costume and bring up the easel. They're still down there, right?
I think so.
Now, where did I put my palette and brushes?
Rubishka, my little Rubishka. Yes, Miss Kleinpaw.
Hello, Miss Kalenkov, as he's in the kitchen.
Madame Sycamore, I greet you. Tell me, Grandpa, what should I do about Rubishka? I keep telling her she would make a great toe dancer. But she laughs only.
Oh, Miss Kalenkov, I couldn't get up on my toes. I've got cords.
But Rubishka, you could wear diamonds. A great girl, Grandpa. What is that?
It's a picture of Mr. DePinna. Penny painted it.
He stinks.
I know. What do you think of that?
What is that?
She's an actress, friend of Penny's.
She is drunk, no?
She is drunk, yes. How are you, Miss Kalenkoff?
Magnificent. Life is chasing around inside of me like a squirrel.
It is, huh? What's new in Russia? Any new letters from your friend in Moscow?
I have just heard from him.
Oh,
I saved for you this stamp.
oh, why thank you, Miss Kalenkoff.
They have sent him to Siberia.
Really? How's he like?
He has escaped. He has escaped and gone back to Moscow. He will get them yet if they do not get him. The Soviet government. I can take the whole Soviet government and...
I'm sorry, Miss Kalenkov. I'll go put on my dancing clothes right away.
Tonight we will really work, Pavlova. Tonight we will take something new.
How's Essie doing, Miss Kalenkoff? Making any new progress?
Confidentially, she stinks.
Well, as long as she's having fun.
You sure do tickle Reba, Miss Kalenkov. She's laughing her head off back there.
She is a great woman. Donald,
Yes, ma'am?
what do you think of the Soviet government?
The what, Miss Kalenkov?
I withdraw the question. What do you think of this government?
Oh, I like it fine. I'm on relief, you know.
Oh, and you like it?
Yes, ma'am. Only you gotta go around the place every week and get it, and you gotta stand in line pretty near half an hour. The government ought to be run better than that, don't you think, Grandpa?
The government ought to stop sending me these letters. They want me to be at the United States Marshal's office Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock. Huh. Look at that.
Ah, income tax. They've got you, Grandpa.
Yes, they want me to give them a large sum of money as to keep Donald here on relief.
So you mean you're gonna pay from now on, Grandpa?
Well, that's what they want.
Does this mean I can come right here and get him instead of standing in that line every week?
No, no, Donald. I'm afraid you'll have to waste a full half hour of your time every week.
Well, I don't like it. It breaks up my week.
He should have been in Russia when the revolution came. Then he would have stood in line. A bread line. I tell you, Grandpa, what they have done to Russia. Think of it. The Grand Duchess, Olga Katerina, a cousin of the Tsar. She is a waitress in Child's restaurant. I ordered baked beans from her only yesterday. It broke my heart. A crazy world, Grandpa.
Oh, the world's not so crazy, Miss Kalenkoff. It's just the people in it. Life's pretty simple if you just relax.
How can you relax in times like this?
Well, there wouldn't be times like these if you just relaxed. That's my point. Life's pretty simple if you just let it come to you. But the trouble is that people forget that. I know I did. I was right in the thick of it, fighting and scratching and clawing away. Regular jungle. Then one day it just kind of struck me. I wasn't having any fun.
So you did what?
Just relaxed. 35 years ago that was. And I've been a happy man ever since.
Good evening, Miss Kolenkov.
My little Alice, I have not yet seen you to present my congratulations.
Thank you.
May you be very happy and have many children. That is my prayer for you.
That is quite a thought.
Oh, love. Love is all that is left in the world, Grandpa.
Yes, but there is plenty of it.
And soon, Stalin will take that away too. I tell you, Grandpa.
Seems so nice to get into my art things again. They still look all right, don't they?
Yes, indeed.
You're a breath of Paris, Madame Sycamore.
Why, thank you, Miss Kolenkov.
Oh, I didn't know you was working for the WPA, Mrs. Sycamore.
Oh, no, Donald. You see, I used to paint all the time and...
It happened again. There was a man out there, and he followed me everywhere that I went.
Nonsense, Ed. It's your imagination.
No, it's not. He follows me every time I go out to deliver candy.
Well, maybe he wants a piece of candy.
It's okay for you to laugh, Grandpa, but he's following me everywhere.
You do not know what following is. In Russia, everybody is followed. I was followed right out of Russia.
You see, Ed, the whole thing is just imagination.
Okay.
Ah, here we are.
Where do you want this? Over there?
Put it here, Mr. DePinna.
And for tonight's lesson, we use the first movement of Scheherazade.
Okay.
Mr. DePinna, has something happened to your figure during these 8 years?
No, I don't think it's any different.
Yes, Mr. Wellington? Yes? Oh dear. I'm sorry, Miss Kolenkov. I couldn't find my slippers.
We have a hot night for it, Pavlova, but art is only achieved through perspiration.
Why? Isn't that wonderful? Did you hear that, Grandpa? Art is only achieved through perspiration.
Yes, but it helps if you have a little talent with it. Only made 2 bullseyes last night. Gotta do better than that.
You are ready? We begin. Now, pirouette. Pirouette. It is 8 years now. You can do that. At last, entrechat.